Yes, I know it's been a while, mainly for me being a lazy piece of shit. But to make up for that, I thought I'd give you another story. So you can laugh at me because why not? Again, why? Because why not? That's what we do over here. So this story, I guess, takes place early 2017-ish, from around January to May. Obviously, I was very young at the time, but that doesn't really help my situation. And at the time, there was this girl that I knew. We'll call her Cheese. Inside joke. Anyways, Cheese and I, we've known each other for a long time. I'm talking 6 years old, fresh out the womb. 6 years old. Met in school, that young. And obviously, in most of these situations, usually one person, catches feelings. And surprise, surprise, I'm sure you can guess which one I was. Anyways, fast forward almost a decade when this story takes place. I was 14 years old, she was 15. And at this point in the friendship, she had just broken up with her boyfriend. And that's when I thought we got really close. Without actually being in any sort of relationship. I'm talking like texting each other every minute of the day. Then playing games at night. Then talking on the phone all night. We were definitely close. But clearly it was different intentions. And I'll tell you why. So one day I wake up and my morning routine consisted of the same thing. Texting her first. She said she was going to stay by her aunt or her grandmother. I can't remember which one exactly. But she said she's not going to have any internet there. She asked me to go by a store and to buy her a phone card. Which you all know you could use to get data, to get internet access. So I'm immediately like, yes. But there was only one slight problem this day in particular. It was pouring fucking rain. I'm talking like, these raindrops were the size of a fucking plate. Just crashing down on your head. And obviously most people are like, just use an umbrella. Another slight problem this day. The only umbrellas I had in the house were broken. You know when the metal piece from the bottom starts sticking out on top and it looks all wrinkly? Yeah, that was the problem with all the umbrellas I had. But that wasn't gonna stop me. I made it my mission to get this girl this phone card. After asking me to do this, I remember specifically the message she sent to me right after that. It said, I really want to keep talking to you. Emoji. So I just threw on one of my hoodies and I get to walk in. So I get to walk in, I got wet obviously. So I get to the front desk with my hoodie up like a drug deal. And there was a guy at the front. So I say to him, I'm like, yo bro, I need that $20 phone card, pronto. He looks at me and he says, nah, we ain't got that for you, chief. So I walk out now in the rain and I'm like, fuck, what do I do now? But luckily for me again, not only do I live right across the street from a store, I also live like a 2-minute walk away from another one right up the street. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm already soaking wet. This isn't really gonna change much. Might as well go try. And also I really like this girl. So again, I get to walk in. So I look at her and I'm like, sweetheart, I need a $20 phone card, please. She looks at me and says, darling, we don't have any. Now I'm kind of fucked. What do I do now? But I also remembered that there was another store. But this one isn't as close as the others. One is a 10-second walk from me. The other is a 2-minute. This one was like a 15-minute walk away from my house, which isn't bad under normal circumstances. This wasn't an ideal circumstance. But I really like this girl. Really want to do this for her. I get to walk in. So after a solid 15-20 minutes, I get to the front desk, basically crawling, and there's a guy at the front desk, and I think he could see the desperation in my eyes. And I ask him, I'm like, brother, please, do you have a phone card for me? And he looks at me and says, here you go. Gives me one. The happiness I felt in this very moment could not contain myself. So I walked the entire way home, basically skipping in joy, sent her the code, and I told her everything I just went through. I had to go to 3 different shops in the pouring fucking rain. And I remember exactly what she did. She took a screenshot of the message that I sent her, basically saying I got fucking soaked, posted it on her story on Instagram. She captioned it, "I don't know what I would do without a friend like you." Now, looking back on hindsight, I should have read in between the lines. I should have realized the key word in that sentence. But at the time, I had liked her so much, it didn't even cross my mind. Looking back on hindsight now, I kind of deserved everything that came my way. Now, I know this story doesn't sound too bad. I just got wet trying to buy something for a girl I like. Not too crazy. I just walked in the rain to buy something for a girl I like. But it's the events that led up in the following weeks that made me look like a fucking melon. So fast forward a decent amount of weeks, I'd say 8 or 9, and I wake up one day and something just feels off. And just like every other day for like the last 7 months, texting her would be like the first thing of my morning. And I actually told her this. I sent her a voice message that felt off about the day. And when I did talk to her, I mainly talked to her on 2 social medias, WhatsApp and Facebook. And at the time I was talking to her on WhatsApp. This is when they had just introduced the WhatsApp stories. So people were still muted and posting up stuff all the time. And after I text her, then I usually go to the statuses. And that's when it happened. I see she posted up an anniversary date. If I remember correctly, I think it was the 26th of May, 2017. I don't think I've ever felt more defeated in my life at that moment. I remember my first thought being, I at least have to know who beat me to the finish line, who it was that she preferred. So I go on Facebook where she posted a lot. I scroll down for a little bit and then I see a guy, and I don't remember much about him. The only thing I remember was he looked like the cinnamon stick from the Apple Jacks commercials. And he just said passing through, heart emoji. And she responded with, "Hey love, kissy face." And I definitely know I'm stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Clearly it was him. And that's kind of like the moment where I put 2 and 2 together. Me running in the rain to go buy you this phone card, in reality was to talk to this guy all along. Not me. Him. So yeah, the emotions I felt at this time were very contrasting. I don't know, I just felt stupid for not realizing. And one thing that still confuses me to this day is how she found time to talk to this other guy. Because I'm being serious. From the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, it was spent talking to her. And vice versa. The same way I was giving her all that time, she was giving me that time. Unless it was someone else playing the video games and talking to me on the phone at night and texting me every minute of every day. So yeah, that's basically it. I got played. Maybe one day I could get an answer to that question. Take this as a life lesson. Anytime you hear a story from yours truly, do the exact opposite. And you won't waste almost 2 years of your life. And yeah, don't be a dumbass like me.